So 5 at 5 is back, and today we will discuss about the Asia Cup, about the Women's World Cup that will be played in India. And of course, the ball has been set rolling by a few players who are in contention for the Asia Cup. Shreyas Iyer has already completed his fitness test at the Center of Excellence in Bengaluru. Surya Kumar Yadav, the T20I captain, is on track to achieving full fitness. If you go by his Instagram account, Instagram stories, he's posting photos of his batting at the CoE. And of course, Hardik Pandya is currently undergoing a 2-day fitness test, which will be completed tomorrow. And now the other players who are also in contention for the Asia Cup will slowly come to the CoE and complete their fitness test before the selection meeting takes place at the end of this month. I am joined by Boryada, Devashish Da, and Bharat Ramaraj for this discussion. We will try to build the best squad possible for the Asia Cup, given that the players have started to complete and start their fitness test before the tournament. And of course, we'll in the later part of the session, we will discuss about the much important Women's World Cup. Is this India's best chance to lift an ICC trophy? Boryada, talking about the fitness test, it clearly looks like this T20I side will be built around Surya Kumar Yadav, the captain, Hardik Pandya, an integral part of the setup with bat and ball, and of course, Shreyas Iyer's comeback is being talked about on social media after what he did with Punjab Kings, with the bat scoring around 650 runs at a strike rate of 175, took them to the final of the tournament. Unfortunate that they lost in the final, but Shreyas, the individual, has again started to make his mark in this particular format. Boryada, your views?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday also or day before, Bharat and I were chatting about it, and both of us felt that Shreyash will certainly make it back or should make it back. As far as Surya is concerned, yes, you said he's posting photographs and all, but from what I know, he's still not 100% sure,
Right.
because my understanding of the situation is his recovery is on track. So not once am I saying that he's not ready or will not be ready. All I'm saying is let us not jump the gun as far as Surya's recovery is concerned. The recovery kind of progresses in a gradual manner, and that's what Surya is doing at the moment. His recovery is on track. As on date, what he wanted to achieve, he has. But is he match fit yet? No. So we have to wait and see if Surya Kumar Yadav eventually becomes match fit. There is still a difference between him being 100% ready. So that is that is something that one has to keep in mind. As far as the others are concerned, Hardik is fine. From what we know, Hardik is fine. Shreyash is fine. Shreyash has already cleared the fitness issue. Hardik will obviously clear the fitness issue. If Surya doesn't make it, you only reported Shubman Gill is touted to be the vice captain. Surya doesn't make it, that becomes easier. Otherwise, again, there will be this issue. Why are you removing Hardik, etc.? Surya doesn't make it, automatically Gill walks in. Look, if you ask me, I'm sure the others will have their opinions, but Shreyash does make it. I mean, the fellow has scored at a strike rate of 175. He has shown enormous ability. Even when his team has been under pressure in the IPL, he has played some fantastic knocks. So why would you not take him? And plus in Dubai, during the Champions Trophy, he played very well. So he's well abreast with the conditions in Dubai, plays spin outstandingly well. There will be a lot of spin in Dubai during the Champions Trophy. So when you keep all of these things in Asia Cup, Shreyash Iyer does walk into the team. Surya, fingers crossed, he's one of my favorite boys. I think fingers crossed for Surya, hopefully, as a major tournament, being captain, he would want to be there. But still, he's not 100% certain yet.
Now, Devashish, the tricky part is that when Shubman Gill was not picked for the T20I squad in the last three bilateral series, where Test and the Champions Trophy were prioritized, and hence Shubman was given rest from the T20 format. Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson were opening, and they have done reasonably well in that particular opening slot. Abhishek has scored a few centuries. Sanju Samson has scored a few centuries, although he got a few ducks as well. But with Sanju Samson, you have a wicketkeeper in the top of the order. If you bring in a Shubman Gill, who has scored again bulk of runs in IPL in the last 3 seasons, strike rate of 150, 155, he has done reasonably well. So, do you move Sanju Samson at number 3, play Surya at number 4, and then the number 5 can be up for grabs, where Shreyas Iyer, Tilak Verma again, who has scored at an average of 50, strike rate of 160 for India. Uh, That's a tricky call. That's a packed lineup. What is your take about this batting lineup? And of course, after that, number 6, 7, Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, and Washington Sundars will follow. But number 5 spot and your take on rejigging the top three to fit Shubman Gill into the mix.
Yeah, if you are to pick Shubman Gill, then he automatically has to open the batting for India along with Abhishek Sharma. And in that case, Sanju Samson in all probability will go in at number 3. Then where you fit in Shreyas Iyer, who has played a T20 international in December 2023.
Right.
Is he a sure shot? Means obviously where to fit in Shreyas Iyer in that middle order, which already has Surya Kumar Yadav, assuming that he will regain his full fitness. Yes, he still has a time to go, but he will definitely be in that side and lead the side. So Surya Kumar
Right.
Yadav at number 4, and followed by Tilak Verma, who has already been in that squad, the T20 World Cup squad. But I really doubt, because there is traffic jam, so as to say, as far as the middle order is concerned. So is it an automatic pick? Subhayan means Shreyas Iyer, Shubman Gill,
He will be in the
100%,
squad. He
200,
will be in the
not even
squad.
200, 200% Shubman Gill walks into the side. But is
How does
Shreyas Iyer an automatic pick? Means
how does
some
Shubman Gill walk into the side? And why should Shubman Gill walk into the side? On what basis? On what basis
if
does
he
Shubman
But
if he
if
is
you
picked
take
in the
three
second, he would
IPL,
automatically open the batting.
No. That is
if
the
you,
question. That you already have an Abhishek Sharma and you already have a Sanju Samson opening, and they have done extremely well. If Surya Kumar Yadav is not fit, Shubman Gill, no problem, sure. But basis test match performances or basis ODIs, how is it that you want to replace? So if it's a one, it's a if you think about India's T20 side, you have two openers who have scored at 200 runs almost.
Yeah.
Then you have a Jaiswal also who is there in the mix. Does Shubman Gill score you at that pace? Why is it that
but
Shubman
but
Gill?
in Dubai, when I wrote the copy, I spoke to a few people. In Dubai, the Gango approach which Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson have adopted under Gautam Gambhir, will that be a sure shot success? Do you need someone who can, score at a brisk pace but can hold the innings together as well? Surya will come out all guns blazing, will score at his usual pace. Hardik is your smasher. Akshar Patel is your smasher down the order. These all players are your spin bashers. So number 5 is a very tricky spot. Number 3 or an opening spot where Shubman will bat is a very tricky spot. If you have a Shreyas Iyer who can play spin beautifully well, you have a Tilak Verma who has a very good numbers against spin. That is the debate where things have come to a standstill as of now. But there's still time for it. But as of now, that number 3, the top 3, you will have to rejig. If Shubman Gill is playing, you will have to make Sanju drop down at number 3, where he batted for Rajasthan Royals, where he had batted for Rajasthan Royals in the past as well. And number 5 become a very tricky slot, whether you want because in T20 World Cup, Shivam Dube was batting at number 5, but now
See,
Shivam Dube has
I know Bharat has been sitting quietly, but if
yeah,
you go by what Samson said in that interview to Ashwin, that Gautam came and said 21 matches or whatever it is, you will open or something like that, right? Now, this guy actually made runs after the two ducks. He
right.
played well in South Africa. He's batted well enough in the opportunities that he's got, scored runs at a brisk pace. And India has now set a T20 template, which is all guns blazing aggression.
Hmm.
Now, on what basis does the man give up the spot? I mean, Shubman Gill is your test captain, possible one-day captain. But in T20 cricket, he's not your captain. It's Surya Kumar Yadav. So on what basis does Sanju Samson or anyone give up the spot or being asked to give up the spot? Why? Is it because this guy is touted as leader? That, okay, in future, there is a possibility that Shubman Gill might become an all-format captain? Then I understand, okay, the requirement of Shubman Gill. Otherwise, only on the and I also feel that suppose Shubman Gill is part of your team, there is no way you can drop the man. He is your test match
He's the
captain.
plus
He's
vice
your,
captain of the T20 side.
yeah, and plus he will be the captain in the ODI format. The whole world and its uncle knows that, right? So
Right.
he's a double format captain. Now he makes the team. You can't drop Shubman Gill and say, oh, you know what, you go sit in the bench, the others will play. You can't do that. So that's where the trick is, that how on earth do you change an Abhishek Sharma and a Sanju Samson at least at the start of the tournament? Chalo, though match failed, I understand. You bring a Gill in or somebody in. And straight, if it's a shoot off between Shubman Gill and Shreyash Iyer. On what basis do you say that, Shreyash, you don't deserve a place in the side? For what? What
Mhm.
has he done wrong? So India
Mhm.
has a glut of riches. I'll stop there because Bharat also needs to speak. But
Yeah,
that's
I'll go to Bharat. Bharat, for just context, Shubman Gill's last three seasons for Gujarat Titans, 890 runs at a strike rate of 158, 426 runs at a strike rate of 148, and 650 runs in the last season at a strike rate of 156. These are the numbers of Shubman Gill in the last three seasons, and whatever T20 matches he has played for India in this time frame, he has done reasonably well. Strike rate has gone up, uh, and now he's being looked upon as a leader. What's your take on Shubman Gill rejigging the number three, top three of India just to fit in a Shubman Gill into the setup?
Yes, see, first of all, you have to understand Gujarat Titans is template. He has played in a
Hmm.
certain team, which is a certain template where the top three will get about 120, 130 runs, and then the rest of the batting lineup will go gung ho or come out all guns blazing and try to get them to 200 or whatever it is. So he's played in a certain team, and as it has already been noted that India have a certain template. I know the conditions in the UAE could be different depending on the dew, whether the dew will come into play or
Hmm.
not, but the conditions could be different there. But India in the last 12 months have had a kind of different template where Sanju Samson and Abhishek at the top of the order. We saw that against South Africa. We saw that at the Wankhede against England, where they went all guns blazing even after Sanju Samson was out in the second over. So if India continue to play in that similar template, yes, again, there is always a caveat of the conditions in the UAE. But if India continue to play in with that same kind of template in the UAE, whether Shubman Gill will fit into it, because he likes to take a little bit of time, and then he goes after goes after the bowling and get his strike rate up at the mostly at the Narendra Modi Stadium, where the conditions tend to suit him. But yes, if he's the vice captain of the side, if he becomes the vice captain of the side, then India somehow have to fit him. And then if he has to be fitted into that particular Indian side, then I think it's at the top of the order with Abhishek, with Sanju Samson coming in at three, which again goes a little bit, which is perhaps a little bit unfair on Sanju Samson.
Hmm.
Again, another player who plays a lot more on the rise than
Right.
Shubman Gill. He basically plays on the rise. So if you really want to fit Sanju Samson into that lineup, then it's right at the top of the order as an opener, not just as a number three. Because if you look at how he bats, he's always taking it on the rise, and that
Hmm.
really works well against the new ball. And if the conditions get a little more sluggish somewhere in the UAE, then who knows, Sanju Samson might struggle. But as it has already been noted that if Shubman Gill is the vice captain, then you have to somehow fit him in, and then it would be at the top of the order only as an opener.
But Shuman, when you did the
Hmm.
copy, why are you saying that Bharat used this sentence twice, Devashish also? Why does Shubman Gill have to be fitted in? I mean, we are doing away with superstar culture. Why do you want
Hmm.
to create a superstar? Test match cricket, I understand, walks in, captain. ODI cricket, I absolutely understand, will walk in, captain. But in T20, why do you want to push Sanju Samson down? What's the logic? I mean, why is it that Shubman Gill has to be given a leadership position? I'm just trying to understand. I know,
Hmm.
for example, the Kolkata innings last year against, say, a Sunil Narayan and a Varun Chakravarti,
Right.
brilliant. Nobody is doubting that. But I'm
Right.
just trying to understand that when you have an established template and your team has done very well, why do you not want Samson and Abhishek Sharma to open?
Of course, and it's a very, very valid question, which I asked to a couple of people before writing the copy which I wrote about Shubman Gill being named as the vice captain. See, three logics. They gave me three logics. The last series which Shubman played against Sri Lanka last year, he was the vice captain of the team. Uh, he was the vice captain of the team, and naturally after that, Champions Trophy was in focus. Australia BGT was in focus, so they did not want Shubman to be part of a very gung ho approach, kind of, and ruin his technique or his mindset before an important test series or a Champions Trophy. Number one is that. Number two is Shubman's bulk of runs scored for Gujarat Titans, the way he has led the team, plus the increased strike rate. Three seasons before, he was batting at 130, 125. He was playing an anchor role. As Bharat mentioned, they have a very typical type of play with Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill as an opener. But at the same time, Shubman tends to score runs at a brisker pace than what he usually did in the past. So number two, his increase in strike rate, and number three, which I found a logic in, that Abhishek and Sanju Samson, they come and they go all guns blazing, and there could be chance against a Haris Rauf or a Shaheen Afridi where you could find yourself 5 for 3 after at the end of the power play or within the power play. So you need someone, and Shubman's record against Shaheen Afridi and everyone, he has a very good record from his under 19 days. So that record matched with not an accumulator, but someone who can, be there and help Abhishek Sharma, because Abhishek Sharma will not stop. He will come out. He will play his natural game. Surya will come. He will play his natural game. Perhaps Sanju Samson at number 3 will play his natural game. Just to make sure that 5 for 3 does not happen against Pakistan. That is the main point in concern, because against UAE, against Oman, even if you go 5 for 3, you know that you will end up scoring a match winning total of 180, 190, which will be enough against those two teams. But against Pakistan, I think they are taking little bit of a backseat and saying, okay, let's pull our approach a bit just for that particular game, and then we will think about it. So bulk of runs scored, the conditions in Dubai, his record against Pakistan, and of course thinking ahead also. They also know that Surya, this is the only T20 World Cup which Surya will get to captain, looking at his age. Maybe by the time the next T20 World Cup comes, Surya will be 36, around 36. So he may not sustain with all the injuries and the kind of schedule which India has in the T20 format. So they are also looking ahead, and Korea, to be honest, Shubman is being looked as your next all format captain, which at one point Virat Kohli was. So yeah, these are the logics that were given to me. But at the same time, another very important debate, yes, is 2 points. Number one, is it the end of Rinku Singh after what happened to him with KKR? He has played only 125, 130 deliveries in the entire IPL, has not scored runs. And number two, who will be your second specialist spinner? Because Akshar Patel is going, Washington Sundar is going, Varun Chakravarti is going. So you need another specialist spinner. That brings us to Kuldeep Yadav versus Ravi Bishnoi. So, Buryada, I'll start with you. Number one, Rinku Singh. Are you seeing him in the squad, or do you think no, he has not done enough to merit a place in that position? Plus Kuldeep versus Bishnoi.
Yeah, I mean, we had a chat about this Kuldeep Bishnoi talk the other day, and my thing was for Kuldeep, because if I see Bishnoi, and Bharat again made this point, that he is this unidimensional googly kind of bowler. I have
Had a
not seen
horrible IPL.
one. Secondly, I have not seen Ravi Bishnoi evolve as a player. If I see Ravi Bishnoi in his under 19 days, he will come and bowl that straight, faster one and keep going. And whenever he is put under pressure, he will keep bowling faster and faster and faster. And if you see, Rahul Tewatia takes him apart because he understands what this guy will do. So I have seen Kuldeep Yadav evolve. So on this one, I am very clear. If it's a shootout between Kuldeep Yadav and Ravi Bishnoi, it is Kuldeep Yadav for me. I would want to see what Devashish and Bharat says. But as far as the other one is concerned, while we say that Rinku has not played X number of balls, Rinku's is a very specialized job. Finish the innings. They've tried Ramandeep. Who is your specialized finisher at the moment? It is Hardik Pandya. Alongside Hardik Pandya, do you have anyone else who can do the Rinku job? Akshar Patel to a degree, but now he has been promoted up the order also and is a kind of a floater. So Rinku does a very specialized job, which is difficult. So I don't think Rinku Singh will be dropped or should be dropped basis whatever has happened. I would suggest the other call, whoever has said Jitesh, is actually a decent call.
Because you have Ishan Kishan and Dhruv Jurel in contention for the backup keeper slot. Looking at Sanju is batting top of the order.
Correct. So if you actually see if Sanju is your number one keeper in this one, and you want a second keeper who can do the job of a finisher, can be Jitesh. Jitesh off field, Ishan Kishan, again you have to fit him top of the order, doesn't fit in, no space. Again, if you want to fit in Dhruv Jurel, possible, because can bat that middle order. So if it's a shootout between Jitesh and Dhruv, who is a better finisher? I would say possibly Jitesh. So that is something that I would, again, the panel has its opinion, but I'll say Kuldeep and Rinku, yes. If not Rinku, then someone like Jitesh.
Someone like this. Devashish, your thoughts?
I don't say Rinku Singh in that squad. Means I've been blunt in saying I don't say Rinku Singh means break into that 15-member squad. Yes, he can be flown in as a reserve, which was the case during the T20 World Cup. But definitely, because you look at that middle order, means with the likes of Tilak Verma, so Hardik Pandya, and Surya Kumar Yadav being your 3, 4, 5. Where do you get in a Rinku Singh? Means obviously, and that finisher role will have to be played by someone like Hardik Pandya. And also, if Jitesh Sharma or Dhruv Jurel gets in, I think they can also be possibly play that finisher's role. Means, but then, and Akshar Patel too. So I don't see
And then you have
a
a
slot for.
Washington Sundar as well waiting at number 8.
Yes, 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 that's the reason. And then where do you play Rinku Singh? So I don't see Rinku Singh being a part in that T20 squad. And I'm blunt. I have no problem, doubts
And
whatsoever that
KKR
Rinku Singh.
stereotype Rinku Singh a lot that you will only give him 1 over or 2 over to finish things.
Yes, 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 and that is also one of the reasons that he might not be preferred. And as far as the spinner, I still believe in the selectors will go in with an experience because yes, you have a Washington Sundar, you have a Varun Chakravarti and an Akshar Patel, but at the same time, you also need to pick Kuldeep Yadav in conditions in Dubai. So I think he is a better option than Ravi Bishnoi, and who can also be. I mean, he is not a mark with the bat either. Means obviously Kuldeep Yadav, if required, he can play the long handle to some extent compared to Ravi Bishnoi. Because Ravi Bishnoi, as far as batting skills is concerned, I think he means Kuldeep Yadav is a decent batter than Ravi Bishnoi. So whether he's going to break into the playing 11, that is debatable. But Kuldeep Yadav will be in the squad, I reckon.
Bharat, your thoughts?
Bharat, do you
See,
also see Krunal Pandya? Does he merit any discussion?
Ooh.
yeah, he can come into the equation, but I will start with Ravi Bishnoi. I think when it comes to Ravi Bishnoi, you look at how he played for LSG. Even someone like Digvesh Rathi clearly outballed him, got a lot more bounce. So if your teammate is outbowling you, then there's a problem, and that problem basically is he's just bowling googlies, the odd skidder. So if you look at how Liam Livingstone played him in that England-India T20I series, every single ball he was just looking for the googly and smashed him all the time over the mid-wicket region. So I think that is where it goes against him. So I will definitely look at Kuldeep Yadav, but in the future, if Digvesh Rathi, someone like Digvesh Rathi continues to perform well, then I will definitely think about him as well. That is in the next year or so, because I think he gets that bounce. He's quick through the air and he gets a lot of bounce. So he will be in the frame maybe by the next year. As far as actually Krunal Pandey is concerned, he's a good utility cricketer, but I don't know how some other setups will use him, because if you notice before RCB used him well, Andy Flower really used him well. Before that, he's kind of struggled. So it's basically RCB who really used him in a manner where he could score runs. He got those key wickets in the final. I thought he bowled brilliantly, mixed up the pace really well, mixed up the lengths very well. But he was given that kind of confidence. Maybe that kind of atmosphere was there in the RCB setup where he could go and play really well. So I'm not 100% sure whether he will perform in that fashion with other setups. So yes, I think Kuldeep Yadav will definitely, in my opinion, at least come into the mix. As far as Rinku Singh is concerned, I just want to add a point. I understand we are perhaps a bit unfair if we really criticize him in the sense that he didn't get much of a chance to bat low down the order with the KKR setup. But somewhere the pace bowlers have also started to bowl better to him. That is something a point to consider, because they're not giving him any room. They're bowling back, basically bowling back of length, tucking him up for room, maybe from over the wicket, sometimes from round the wicket. They're definitely not giving him any free space to go after the bowling. So that's a point to consider. So looking at that, yeah, if there is one more option, one more member that has to be selected, then I might actually think of Jitesh Sharma. I think he's improved his batting against pace bowling. A couple of years ago, I thought that maybe Jitesh is not so good against hard length as I keep telling HTD bowling, he's not so good. But somewhere he's gone back to the drawing board, and I think he's really improved against back of length heavy ball. So considering that, yeah, again, you can counter me by saying that, oh, he was playing at Swami, where you can easily score all those runs. He played in the final two on a flat pitch, and you can score all those runs at the Narendra Modi Stadium. But I think he's really improved his game, and he's a good player of spin. So yeah, he can. I would, I think, pick him.
Interesting debate. Interesting debate. And the pace attack, I think, automatically picks itself. Be it a Jasprit Bumrah, Harshdeep Singh, and Harshit Rana, only two will play looking at the conditions in Dubai, with Hardik being the third pacer. So I think that automatically picks itself.
Small point. Just a small point. Just a small point.
Yes,
Sorry
yes.
for
Sure,
getting
sure,
into
sure. Go
it.
ahead.
Because in the IPL, I was definitely not impressed by how he bowled. His pace was dropping all the time. Hopefully, he's gone back to drawing board and got his pace back, because even in the first over, he was trying cutters, and
Hmm.
his pace used to be something like 135, 136 kilometers per hour. That is definitely not Harshit Rana at his best. Hopefully, he will get back to his best.
Interesting point there. Interesting point there. Boriala, let's quickly move to the Women's World Cup. Again, a very big showpiece event coming up in India. Today, it was officially launched in an event in Mumbai. And I'll ask Swapnil to play that bite from the man himself, Yuvraj Singh, winner of two Player of the Series in two Indian World Cup wins. So here's Yuvraj Singh for you talking about the Women's World Cup before we conclude our discussion around the Women's World Cup.
मैं थोड़ा ना सवाल पूछूंगा मैं पूछा सर वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा है वर्ल्ड कप
काउंटडाउन भी शुरू हो गया आज टीम बढ़िया फॉर्म में है क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं टीम से
मैं कुछ मैच देखो एक्सपेक्टेशंस तो सबकी यही है कि इंडिया जीते बट आई थिंक हमको अपनी गर्ल्स को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए जैसे हम लड़कों को सपोर्ट करते हैं इंडिया में वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा है एंड आई अर्ज ऑल द फैंस टू कम एंड वॉच द गेम्स सपोर्ट आवर टीम एंड we want our girls to win, yes, but it's more about to come and support them.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.
You played the home World Cup earlier. Now we are seeing that the women team will be playing a home World Cup. So that is a different pressure altogether, right? What would your message to them be on this occasion?
See, whether you're playing in India or away, pressure is always going to be there. But yes, expectations are more when you play in your country because you understand your conditions well. So I understand that, but I think the girls have played a lot of cricket to understand the pressure. And I'm sure in tough situations, they're going to come out and do their best.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
That's typical युवराज सिंह. मैं थोड़ी ना सवाल पूछूंगा, आप लोग पूछो. But Boriala, looking at the Women's World Cup, is this India's best chance to lift an ICC trophy? Looking at how they did in England, went there, won both T20I and ODI series. The way this team is shaping up, home conditions, perhaps they will get home support as well. We are expecting a good number of people to go out in across all the venues and support our girls there. But Boriala, your thoughts on the Women's World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, there has to be that moment for the women's game, and this is perhaps the perfect chance. And if you see the team, you have seen a lot of new talent emerge in this last England series. I mean, see the bowling. For a long time we were saying, who's there, and all of a sudden you have seen talent emerge. You won the series in the 50-over format. You won the series in the ODI format. All of a sudden your batting has started to look good. Though everybody will start saying Australia, and Australia is a great side. Even England will come.
But
with
Australia are also in transition right now. They don't have their, all the power pack players.
New Zealand last champions. I mean, New Zealand also they had a fan. Who expected New Zealand of all teams to go and do what they did in Dubai, right? I mean, a team that was not even there. A New Zealand team goes on and makes history in Dubai. But if Harmanpreet Kaur has to win an ICC trophy, this is her last chance. Because we keep talking about Harmanpreet Kaur, and that is a problem, by the way, Shuman. We keep talking about Harmanpreet Kaur, saying, why is Harmanpreet Kaur not being removed as captain on occasions? Even I have said that. But when it comes to the crunch matches, it is still Harmanpreet Kaur who puts her hand up for India. And I want to see a Smriti Mandhana put her hand up in a tough match. And when I'm saying a tough match, I'm not saying a bilateral series decider.
Right.
I'm saying a World Cup semi-final. or a World Cup quarterfinal or a World Cup decider. That's where Smriti Mandana needs to put her hand up and say, oh, you know what? I'm a generational player. Here you go. I have done what you need to see for an Indian side in a World Cup semi-final. That's where you are a Deepti Sharma. Deepti Sharma of 2017 and Deepti Sharma of now. I oftentimes struggle. I mean, with a Deepti Sharma. On occasions, excellent. Even in England, in that first game, what was it, 62 ball 64 or something like that, and a tremendous innings to win you that chase. But there are players. There are players like a Sri Charani, for example. I've been very
Yes.
impressed.
Jamie is there again, another senior player.
Correct. And look at the composure that a Pratika Rawal showed in England, and
Massive.
was impressive. So while I see a lot of talent, I do see the Indian team. I do see the Indian team having a chance. But my only question is, do they have that same killer instinct and that edge to soak in the pressure and go and win? I would go all hearted. Our coverage, as you know, Trisha will travel, Snehashish will travel, Bharat will be there in Bangalore, provided the matches are held in Bangalore. I mean,
I doubt.
all of us doubt now because it might just be a problem. Even if it is moving to Mysore, then Bharat can go. But Trisha and Snehashish are two women cricket champions will travel the country, whether it is Vizag, whether it is Colombo, whether it is Bangalore, whether it is Guwahati, whether it is Mullanpur, wherever the matches are. We will be there in numbers. But yes, I agree. By the way, I loved what Jay said. I loved what Jay said, that this is the single biggest cricketing extravaganza for the women's sport in India. I thought it was a
Right.
good function. Mithali, Jay, Yuvraj, there was, solid, proper function for the women's game. I like the fact that they got Yuvraj in to just have that extra bit of glamour. But I love the fact that Jay actually asked Mr. Saikia to move one step on his right and get Mithali next to the trophy. She absolutely deserves to be there. And it's the Women's World Cup. So I love that gesture of Jay. If you watch Jay saying to Devajit Saikia was very open about it. He just moved one step, got Mithali in. And the way they stood, that Yuvraj and then the three girls on this side, Jay and Mithali on the... I thought it was a beautiful set-off. 50 days to go. I'm much looking forward to this, Shubhan. My commitment to the game, and I do think
Of course.
India is on the
Of course.
cusp of women's cricketing revolution.
Of course. I'll quickly go to Devashish and Bharat also. Is this India's best chance, looking how the girls are doing in the last couple of series, and have now picked up pace, the form coming at the right time, home support, etc., etc. Do you think it's the best chance for the Indian team?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the best chance for Indian women's team. Given that the last 10 years, the Indian women's team has met galloping leaps and bounds as far as their moving forward is concerned. Yes, but at the same time, Harmanpreet Kaur, I think, means obviously this is her hard time, as was the case with Sachin Tendulkar. She has played 2009, 17 and 22 World Cup under Mithali Raj. But now this is the first time that she will be leading the country in a 50-over format, and that too at home. So I hope and I really feel that she inspires the women team and go distance. Means obviously this is perhaps the best chance. And look at the support the Indian women's cricketers have got in recent times. Means it's
Right.
be it the IPL, be it the infrastructure, be it the facilities, and obviously it is time for the girls to grab these opportunities, and this is one moment that can leap the game to leaps and bounds. Means as far as women's cricket is, still there is not much following in women's cricket. I for one, means obviously my interest always goes to women's cricket compared to women's cricket, but we at Red Sport has been following all sports. So I think this is perhaps the right statement. If Harmanpreet Kaur and that women's team can make a statement by winning the women's team, this will do a world of good as far as the game is concerned in this country. If you fail, means obviously again that talks about अरे ये तो last moment पे हार जाती है. Means obviously this is the moment, and given the support they will be getting, the girls will be getting. So I think this is a great chance, considering the England series win. Obviously, winning the series against England in both the T20 series and one day series, and
Right.
also the very crucial thing will be India playing those three matches against Australia, September 10, 14, and 17. Those three matches will go in a long way in building up that confidence. If India can play well in that series, in the three-match series, that will just be the fillip that Indian women's team need going into that first match of the tournament.
Shubhan,
Very
before
true.
you go,
Very true.
this is the format that India plays the best. It's not
Yeah.
T20 cricket.
Yeah.
50 over cricket for women is the format that suits India the
Very
best.
true.
Because we don't have, say, take Dipti. Dipti is perfect, is perhaps the best example. Dipti is not an
Very true.
explosive. Dipti will take her time. Whatever you say, she will have that same arc, long on, mid wicket square. That's where she will go, right? She will not be able to hit this side. Her game has not evolved on the off. She will keep going there. But when it's the 50 over game, allow Dipti the 10 balls, she will keep going there and get you a 50 ball 50 or a 60 50 ball 60. So I think this is a format well suited to India. I think they are playing at home. They will have packed crowds or full support, which will inspire the crowd. And all of us have seen what the crowd can do at the Oval. Will
Right.
you,
No, even in Bangalore, the women's matches or WPL matches, it has been packed.
Correct. So no, that what the crowd can do. Our
Oh, of
raucous, buoyant crowd getting behind our team, it can do wonders. So
Very true.
and you want to see, this is much like that England side of Lampard and Gerrard and that side that kept saying, or the Belgium side of Hazard and Lukaku and people, that it's a good team, they need to do it. I don't think Harmanpreet Kaur will have another chance. I honestly don't. Her knee, her injury issues, etc. She has played the big games very well. So let her get this done. I mean, that I don't believe this, that support depends on India winning. I don't, because we will anyway support. The men's team did not win anything between 13 and 24. We kept on supporting. Does that mean that the men's matches weren't watched? But Devashish is right in saying that if they do win, it will culminate into something which we haven't seen for the women's game. And I want that to happen. I know equality is a long distance away. Anyone comes and says, we are a gender equal sports society. That person is an absolute joker. It's a long distance away. And all of us know in our heart of hearts that it's a long distance away. At the same time, if the World Cup goes to plan, it can be a massive moment for the women's game.
Bharat, your thoughts?
Yeah, see, first of all, thing to see is India have increased their bench strength or increased the depth. That is the main fact to look at, because they got in Sri Charini, that left arm spinner. I think she's a very useful left arm spinner. I'm not saying I know a lot about spin bowling, but whatever little I know, she has a very solid action, repeatable action. So her control is good. They have got in Kranti Gaud. I think he's a very deceptive pacer, very, very deceptive. When she runs in, it doesn't seem like she will bowl even over 100 kilometers per hour, but she can get it up to 108, 109. So that is a good addition, and Pratika Rawal as well. So India have increased their depth. So nowadays, someone like Shafali, even if she fails in 8-10 games, she can't keep playing for India. She has been dropped. So that is one good point. Yes, this is one of India's best chances, because even if you look at other sides, England have some good players, but they seem to crumble under pressure. So that goes against England. New Zealand, I think, are better in T20 cricket. In women's cricket, they're better off in T20 cricket. They're trying to increase their depth, but still, I don't think that they're at a good place as far as ODI cricket is concerned, and they keep losing to Australia, just like India do. South Africa, I think, can be kind of dark horse. I think they will again be gunning for a world title. They missed out last year when they beat Australia and went on to lose in the final. And obviously, that is Australia. That is one team that India obviously have to overcome, get over that hurdle. But playing at home, they have to use the home crowd to their advantage when they come up against Australia, and that could really help them, because I don't think there's huge difference between India and Australia on at least slow pitches. We saw that last year in Sharjah, that even if India had not made those silly mistakes, they would have beaten Australia. So use the home crowd to your advantage, like how long back ago in 1996 when India were playing Pakistan in that World Cup. Until then, Pakistan, if you leave out World Cup, they were trashing India in a lot of games. But I think that Indian team used that crowd to their advantage and went on to beat Pakistan in that quarters here at Chinnaswamy. So India can also do something similar against Australia. So yes, it is.
Shubhan, before Devashish comes in, I actually don't want the final to be played in Bangalore if it's India Australia, because Ellis
It
Perry
won't
will.
be. It won't be. In all likelihood, it won't be.
It shouldn't, because you know what? Our IPL, WPL loyalties are so strong
Mm.
that you inevitably associate RCB and whatever, Mumbai and all this. Ellis Perry will draw local support. And she's an absolute champion of the game.
Oh,
She's a huge superstar in Bangalore. You will see there will be support for Ellis Perry because of who she is. I don't want
mm.
that. Go play somewhere else where Ellis Perry will not be supported as an RCBer. Bangalore will. You will see that one section saying RCB, RCB, and Australia will get some support there. I want 100% India. Don't care for anyone. Become nationalistic, jingoistic, whatever you want, go support India. I don't want anything else to happen in this women's game. I mean, it will be a month where you back your girls to the fullest and do what you can. Because that extra 1% crowd support, if it gives Smriti Mandhana that little iota of lift to thrash someone else, let it happen, man. I honestly want this tournament to come, the trophy to come.
I agree. I agree. Yes, Devashish.
I would like to. I quite like that quote from Harmanpreet Kaur when she was asked who she reckons will be the favorites, or who India will get the biggest fight from. Obviously, she at the start she did not want to mention, but she did mention that it is Australia. But at the same time, that the difference now is 1920. Means that is the big step forward for the Indian women's cricket, because the difference between India and the other teams along with Australia is 1920. So anyone can win on their given day if they play according to their potential. So I quite like that statement coming from the Indian women's captain.
But isn't that the case, Devashish, Shubha, and Bharat, for any elite sport? 2017, we lost by 9 runs in the final.
I think it's high time to walk the talk for the women's team. I mean, you have said.
I'm tired of this 1920. In elite high performance sport, every team will have the 99%. Do you have that 1%? Do you have the 1% to go and say, my trophy, my day, my trophy, my country, my moment? Finished. That is where come on, look at that South Africa tournament. India had that game in control. Again, they lost to Australia. Commonwealth Games final, India had the game in control, lost that to Australia. Commonwealth Games first match, Renuka Thakur runs through the Australian lineup. Yes, T20 cricket, but then Talia Magra and that later order comes and finishes the game again. Time and again, Australia has shown how they can win. And we have, from positions of strength, lost. So that is the difference. I know it is 1920, but ultimately it is still 19. It is not 20. Can we make that 20? Because look, in badminton, 19 all, and it's 2019 means you are 1 point away, not 2. So, I do want this to be India's moment, Harmanpreet's moment, Smriti's moment. If Smriti, for example, is a generational great, like what we all say, right? Now go and do it in an ICC contest, for God's sake. Do it there. Do it there. Give me a quarterfinal 100. Give me a semi-final 100. Put your hand up and say, finished. This is what Smriti Mandhana is made of. Get lost. That's what I have not seen with this team. I honestly want to see. And
that's all what we want to see. That's sort of all what we all want to see in terms of the women's team now achieving that much eluded ICC trophy, and there will be a great build up to this tournament as well. That is assured. And of course, with Asia Cup also coming up, in terms of Asia Cup men's cricket, we will build up to that as well. Women's World Cup is coming up. So all the action here in one platform, that is Ref Sports, across Hindi, Bangla, English, everywhere you will get the content. So thank you so much, Koryada, Devashita, Bharat, for a great discussion. We'll see you soon. If you like this conversation, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your community, your friends, and hit the notification button for if in case you missed anything, you'll get all the notification in one place. So thank you so much and see you soon.